Thomas Partey, 40 million euro transfer to Saudi Arabia is on, verified by Fabrizio Romano and David Austin, and it's really on. The player wants out of Arsenal. Welcome to Rokani Media Football. How are you guys and where you're watching us from? This is the transfer news show. I talk about Evans Ndika, a player that was so much linked to Arsenal. He has been a free agent and he has been signed up by a certain club that I'm going to reveal to you later in the video. Newcastle are closing in for Lisandro Tonali from AC Milan, and they're really closing in onto that player to sign. So smash the like button, comment and share. Let's get close to 300 likes. Smash on this video and continue subscribing because we want to hit 15,000 subscribers before the end of this month. And let's continue spreading the love onto this channel to see to that we really continue growing big in numbers onto this YouTube channel that does diverse content. Apart from Man United, if at all you want to hate stories concerning Man United, follow us up onto the United Matters channel. That is the best place for you to find us there. Now, Fabrizio Romano is one of those that first gave us a confirmation about this deal, that he understands clubs are prepared to pay 40 million euros in installments to Arsenal for Thomas Partey. He's a concrete option for Saudi Arabia. His exit is possible as revealed on Sunday. No decision yet on player side. He also has approaches from Europe. No new deal talks. That is Fabrizio Romano confirmed with us that it's obviously in pipeline, that it looks like Thomas Partey wants or is going to be sold from Arsenal. Fabrizio Romano told us the negotiations will follow in the next days between Thomas Partey's camp and clubs in Europe / Saudi Arabia. He has concrete chance to leave this summer as revealed on Sunday. So the chances of Thomas Partey to leave Arsenal are really concrete. And they're increasing day after day, as Fabrizio Romano is going to hit to confirm to us. And he said key point for Arsenal, Partey's potential exit is not linked with Granit Xhaka or Rice. Xhaka and Arsenal agreed terms with Bayern Leverkusen, waiting for new midfielders to join. Then he's expected to leave. Arsenal to go for two midfielders if Thomas Partey leaves. So, with what he's telling us, it looks like Arsenal is ready to really get in 2 or 3 midfielders as they're in for Rice and Lavia. Then there came David Austin, credible journalist, and he has gone here to let us know that Arsenal and Thomas Partey camp both working on potential exit solutions if suitable opportunity arises for sale, interest from clubs in Saudi Arabia, and Arsenal considering options would require replacement in addition to Declan Rice pursue. That is it that we had to bring you about Thomas Partey. Now, when you look at everything that is happening at Arsenal, it looks like there is no more space for Thomas Partey to operate at Arsenal, because if at all there was space, Arsenal would have said, we still have you on 2. We still have a contract of Thomas Partey for 2 years, and he's going nowhere. You know, they would have gone ahead to propose a contract of 1 more additional year, but it looks like they cannot really propose that to him, and he's earning astronomical wages at the club of Arsenal. Yet Arteta believes that when he brings in Lavia, Kai Havertz, and Declan Rice, Thomas Partey is not going to be playing in, game out, or is not going to be a regular player for the Arsenal side. And does it make sense for a player who is not going to be a regular player to be earning £200,000 a week? I think that's why the board of Arsenal is looking at it in that angle. But I've always came in here and really told you that I think Thomas Partey would have stayed. Why? You have no guarantee that Declan Rice and Lavia are going to hit the ground running. The only player that you're going to be left with is El Nini and Jorginho. For Jorginho, he's ticking all the boxes at Arsenal, but what if he gets an injury, you know? So Declan Rice, Lavia need to get themselves integrated into that team of Arsenal as soon as possible. If it doesn't happen that way, Arsenal might suffer in the first games of the season, and maybe they'll pick up later. And we all know that what put Arsenal to where they are was their first performances, because out of the first 10 games, Arsenal collected 27 points and they dropped only 3 points and they lost the 3 points at Old Trafford. So, what comes in your mind when you hear that? It is simple that Arsenal are really trying to really do what we call is it a game of poker? Can I call it that? Because when you're playing a lottery, you are 50% sure that you are not even, you are just 50-50, winning or losing. So the pendulum is going to be swinging. And we don't know that Declan Rice is really going to hit the ground running at Arsenal. And that's why Mikel Arteta wants Declan Rice to come in early enough to see to it that he plays part into the preseason that Arsenal is going to be having down in America, as he believes he needs to integrate him into the team. And the beauty of it all is that they are playing Manchester United, and I think Declan Rice is going to be part of that Arsenal team that is going to be playing Manchester United, as the team of Arsenal would have gone ahead to really return in full swing. You know, the players that went ahead to participate in the international break are going to find themselves returning around the 13th or 14th of July. That is it. Those that never took part into the international break, like the Salibas who have been really injured, Martinelli, Ben White, name it, are really going to return in the first week of July. And the second week of July, the others will join them. Arsenal will fly to Nuremberg. From Nuremberg, they'll fly to America. And Arteta needs to see to it that he gets Declan Rice fit into that team as soon as possible. And we wait and see whether Thomas Partey is going to decide either to stay in Europe or go in Saudi Arabia. But as I know Africans like money. You know, that's why I told you that Wilfred Zaha shocked me. He chose staying in Europe over Saudi money. You know, Saudi Arabia is giving weird money to these players. For Thomas Partey, he can earn close to 40 or 50 million euros per year, and they can give him a contract of 3 years. So if at all Thomas Partey can amass his wealth to 150 million euros in a space of 3 years, oh my God, then it will be one of those things that he won't come out and obviously say no to when it comes to that proposal coming in from the European side for Thomas Partey. Now, we leave it at that, but I've brought you all the stories coming from credible journalists. It's about Thomas Partey being sold by Arsenal. So, Arsenal are really looking at bringing in Lavia and Thomas Partey. But, Lavia and Declan Rice to add them onto El Nini and Jorginho. So, let's leave that at that and really continue to see what is going to happen in between the deal of Thomas Partey, as he is really wanted out of Arsenal, and it looks like he's also not willing to compete for his position, because if there is Jorginho, there is Declan Rice. That makes it hard for him to get enough playing time at his club of Arsenal. But he has been a very good servant at Arsenal, and if at all he leaves, most of Arsenal fans will really miss him a lot. But if at all I'm Arsenal, I don't let Thomas Partey go. At least he plays here one more season. See to it that Declan Rice, Lavia into the system, then I sell him off. That is it. Now, let's go to Evans Ndicka, one of the players that Arsenal was so much linked to. And before they brought in Jakub Kiwior, we thought that maybe he was the left-sided centre-back that Arsenal was needing to sign to really go ahead and obviously create good competition to Gabriel Magalhaes. And guess what? It has not fallen that way. It has fallen the other way. And he has gone ahead to be unveiled as a player of AS Roma down in Italy. Now, Evans Ndicka, Fabrizio Romano has gone ahead and told us the confirmed official AS Roma complete Evans Ndicka deal on free transfer, 5-year contract signed. This club's history and prestige made me want to come to Rome, which is a fantastic city that loves and lives for football. That's what Evans Ndicka really said. He's a very good player, and I think he's French. He was linked to very many teams, but it looks like Arteta chose Jakub Kiwior over him, and they wanted him as up to come in through to get the job over the line, and he couldn't really resist this, and he found himself in a position of obviously getting down getting down the levels where he deserves to be, and that is Evans Ndika. You see him very well donned in the suit, being unveiled as a player. Being unveiled as a player for a side of AS Roma down in Italy. That is Evans Ndika for you. So he's a very good player, still 24, 25 years of age, still can go ahead and really play some good job in AS Roma to strengthen their defense, alongside Chris Smalling, who was also rewarded a new contract, and we expect him to really have a very good season. And remember, today their manager Jose Mourinho, having really attacked Anthony Taylor in that finale that saw Sevilla beat them in penalties, he has been banned for 4 European games, and he won't really be seated onto the bench, especially when AS Roma will be tackling it out into the European side. So that is what is coming in from Evans Ndika and the side of AS Roma. Good defender brought in, and very many people really wanted to sign him. Now, the other biggest of all is Sandro Tonali. Newcastle are on the verge of reaching full agreement with Sandro Tonali on personal terms, as salary proposal is really huge. Contract until 2029 for 8 million euros net plus 2 million euros of add-on salary per season. Milan, Newcastle are still discussing the structure of the deal. So they've gone ahead to put huge money onto the table, and it looks like they are paying close to 70 million euros for Sandro Tonali. And why have they gone for Sandro Tonali? It's simple. They wanted to sign Bastoni, Nico Barella, and they were told Nico Barella is not for sale. Nico Barella was not willing to cross from that side to go on and really play ball for the Newcastle side. Scott McTominay looks like they've gone ahead to pull out. Remember, in the January transfer, they had made a bid of £30 million to Man United to sign Scott McTominay, and they said he's not for sale. So it looks like right now they're going for Sandro Tonali. Very, very good midfielder, and obviously them being in the Champions League, they're finding themselves some of the best talents that they can recruit under Eddie Howe. Eddie Howe, in his first full season at Newcastle after the previous half season where he helped them survive relegation, he has gone ahead to elevate them to the levels that most of you have even gone ahead to know about. Sandro Tonali, young player, and he's gone ahead to prove himself that he's really great. And he was in the same bracket with Camavinga, but I believe Sandro Tonali has a lot to offer to the game than Camavinga, and him elevating to come to the Premier League is going to find himself playing into that midfield alongside Bruno Guimaraes. You know Bruno Guimaraes very well, and that puts him in the position of obviously getting him a replacement and a backup for him if at all he gets an injury. Remember, Newcastle suffered a lot when Bruno Guimaraes found himself suspended for 3 games into the league. Looks like he's the spine of that Newcastle team. When he's out, it's hard for them to go out and really register win. So guys, thank you very much for watching. Tell me your thoughts about Thomas Partey, 40 million transfer to Saudi Arabia on. What do you make about Tonali to Newcastle, and Evans Ndika transfer confirmed and unveiled as a player of AS Roma? I cover you all in the precious blood of Jesus Christ. May the living God see you throughout the night, and may him protect you throughout the night. I sign out for now. See you later, my Muslim friends. May Allah do the same to you. I'm out. Ciao, ciao.